Well, a quadriplegic man on our first coast ditched the medication, all of it. Not a single painkiller or sleeping pill for the past 6 years.
Once a scuba diver, surfer, and fisherman, Steve Cohen is now paralyzed. Scuba Steve has turned to woodwork as his therapy instead. First Coast News' Steve Fundero has his story.
I'm a Hebrew Rastafarian crippled straight guy. Luckily, I got good neighbors that aren't upset with the...
In the back and front of Steve Cohen's home, you're going to notice a whole lot of wood.
It keeps me busy.
Steve turns all of this reclaimed wood into benches, tables, end tables, you name it.
Yeah, they're punk rock, aren't they? And see the grain and be able to sand it and break it down.
But 6 years ago, Steve wasn't carving wood. He was scuba diving and charging the surf.
The animal, that's what everybody called me growing up.
Known as Scuba Steve, he's a true waterman. But on a routine dive off the coast of Georgia, his equipment failed when he was surfacing. Too much nitrogen gas filled his body. Steve passed out on the boat and woke up in the hospital, paralyzed from the neck down.
You don't want to digest, you don't want to accept the fact that you're paralyzed.
Then one day, it all changed.
I would get the fork and tape it to my left hand, and I would try to stab a green bean. It took me 1 month to stab a green bean. I was looking down on myself, and I said to myself, Cohen, you're gonna have to take this one green bean at a time.
One green bean at a time turned to one day at a time, and then, just 8 months after his accident, Scuba Steve was back in the water.
It didn't kill me, it just made me stronger. Man, that punk rock. This is the fountain of youth, that's the truth.
You can have a bad minute, you can have a bad hour, but you can't have a bad day. You better focus that anger towards something positive.
What got him back in the water, though, was something new to him. With no money and no insurance, he focused his frustrations towards carving wood.
You just lay him down there, and I tell myself when I grab the tool, touch the tool. You tell yourself, turn it on.
Eventually, through carving and sculpting, Steve became better at using his arms and hands.
It's amazing when you can feel the wood again for the first time.
With the pouring support of the Jacks Beach community and his girlfriend Kathy, he's made a new life for himself.
Wynn immediately came in and bought furniture from me.
You'll find his work in local shops and restaurants, all with the tag Scuba Steve Cohen.
As a quadriplegic, there is no better feeling. It makes you feel like you're part of society.
A society in which he feels he can now fit in, whether he's on land or in the water.
I will surf, I will scuba dive, and I will live the salt life.
From Jacks Beach, Steve Fundero, First Coast News, on your side.